One thing I wish I had understood early in my life to know my gifts. Unfortunately, a lot of us don't grow up understanding this. We're not told to follow our passion, follow our gifts, know what they are. Most of us are conditioned to follow a script that other people impose on us. This is a very tragic thing, in my opinion, because we all have our own unique gifts that are not being expressed because they're being, stifled, modified, whatever. And we allow that, but I think what it takes is becoming aware and conscious, first of all, which takes time, a lot of times for a lot of us. And then once we become aware and conscious, we start to understand what our gifts are. And this is the thing. We might have certain gifts. Like, I'm going to give an example from my own life, which was I was a hairstylist. That was something that I had a gift for, you could say. And I did that job because I had a gift for it. But the thing I didn't understand was I also am an artist. I have a gift for creating things. That's really my true passion. Sometimes we mistake our gifts in a way that's not right for us. What I mean by that is I did hair as a job because it was a gift I had. And the gifts within that job were my creativity, my ability to listen to people. I was like a therapist. But the part of that job that sucked the life out of me was I overgave. I overgave my time. I got underpaid. All of these things drained me and actually caused me to have a burnout and mental breakdowns. I had a back injury, which was another physical breakdown because that job is extremely difficult on the body. So the gifts, though, aren't lost. Like, I thought, oh, I have to be of service. I have to do the servitude thing to shine my gifts, to live into my gifts. Like, if you look at my page, if you watch my videos, I share all of those gifts in my videos. The creativity, the styling, the beauty stuff, all of it's here on this page. But what I'm sharing it now in a way that feels good to me. It's not something that I feel I have to do out of a sense of servitude, doing something I don't love. But yet I'm still using all of those same gifts. There's no way I would ever go back to what I was doing because I've realized that I'm not utilizing my gifts properly. This isn't about telling everyone to quit their job tomorrow. We all have different responsibilities, and sometimes we need stability while we figure things out. What I'm really talking about is learning to recognize whether the way you're expressing your gifts is actually aligned with who you are. Being good at something doesn't automatically mean it's your life's work. For years, I used my creativity, my ability to deeply listen, and my desire to help people in my career as a hairstylist. Those were real gifts, but the way I was using them left me physically exhausted and emotionally drained. The gifts weren't wrong, the environment was. Today, I'm still using those same gifts, but through creating art and making videos, and it feels completely different. What I didn't understand was how can I utilize my gifts in the most highest capacity? And that's what I finally came to understand. Like, the gifts I have are being utilized improperly through a programmed identity, through a programmed mentality of this servitude thing, this servitude idea that, like, oh, you have to be of service. What of service means is sacrifice yourself, being of sacrifice. That's not being of service. Being of service is living into your fullest potential and then letting that spill out of you because you have embodied your authentic self. That's what being of service actually is. It's not being in servitude, it's not sacrificing yourself for others. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, what's the highest expression of how you can use your gifts that are going to serve you and other people? I absolutely want to be prosperous and I want to build more wealth than I've ever had before. But I've reached a point where I'm no longer willing to trade my health, my creativity, and my spirit for a paycheck. That's a boundary I've chosen for my own life. I also believe many of us have more options than we initially think. Those options might require learning new skills, earning less for a while, and stepping outside of our comfort zone, or making difficult changes. But they're still options. And here's something I've noticed that surprised me more than anything: money doesn't always feel the same. If I made $100 doing hair, it never felt like enough, because deep down it felt like I was being compensated for something that was taking so much out of me. But when someone buys one of my paintings, that same amount of money feels incredibly meaningful. It feels rich because someone is valuing something that came from my own creativity and vision and soul. I think prosperity isn't just about how much money we make. It's also about how that money feels when we receive it. Does it feel like compensation for enduring something that drains you? Or does it feel like an exchange of genuine value for something that expresses who you truly are? For me, that's the difference between simply using my gifts and finally using them in a way that feels aligned. And that's just what I wanted to share today in this video, because I feel like it's such an important thing. And it took me so long, so many years to understand this and to know this. So I hope it helps somebody out there. And if it does, leave a comment below. And I will see you in the next video.